Tonight I do not speak to you of a future to be created, but of a future already in operation. You were taught to believe that life moves forward, that time advances, that tomorrow approaches. So you delayed living, postponed decision, and mistook paralysis for patience. That belief alone has imprisoned you. Nothing is on its way. Nothing is waiting. You have not missed anything. It was never coming. You were unaware. You ask, if imagination decides my world, what becomes of the future I believe was waiting for me? I tell you, there is no single future. There are only states. What you call the future is merely your refusal to leave where you stand. Creation is finished. There is only where you dwell. All things exist, and you are always in one. You were not born with a future. You were born into a state. What followed was appointed by that state. Man has never moved time. He has only ever shifted position. State alone is the cause. Feeling is not emotion, but the sense of being where one stands. And from that position, life unfolds. When a man imagines, he does not alter events. He moves from one state to another, and events follow that movement. And this is where most men fail. They imagine, yet never leave the state they are in. Most men remain, not from doubt, but from familiarity. The known prison is preferred to a freedom not yet entered. They speak of abundance while standing in lack. They speak of love from absence. They speak of freedom while standing in fear. Not because imagination failed, but because the man never left the state he accepted as himself. They remain the same identity and expect a different series of events, as though life had misunderstood them. And then they wait. They beg. They kneel to a God they placed in the sky and cry for an answer. Then turn to the world to see if it agrees. You ask why imagining failed you. It did not fail. You failed to move. You stood where you were and turned imagination into a scene never entered. Then came awareness, comparison, approval, rejection, and from that moment most men settled. They recognized the pattern and mistook awareness for movement. They say some people are just lucky. This is how life is, and it hardens into fact. In childhood, you receive your world as it was, without question. The emotional climate of the home, the anxieties of the parents, their unspoken conclusions. There was only occupancy, a state already lived in before you knew you were living. They bowed to appearances, mistaking the shadow for the cause, and remained. This was not character. It was an assumption worn as identity. Opportunity appears, he withdraws. Affection appears, he contracts. Life did not betray him. The state expressed itself. A beggar may imagine a throne. He rises as a beggar. The throne remains a fantasy. Life does not yield to effort, affirmation, repetition, emotion, or intensity. It moves only from the state you occupy. Life is not a struggle to be overcome. It mirrors where you dwell. Imagination is not acquisition. It is departure. You do not become more. You cease to remain. As a man moves from one room to another, he does not carry the walls with him. Yet you insist on carrying the old room into the new one. You imagine wealth, yet choose caution. You imagine love, yet choose God. And then you ask why. Nothing follows. You chose to stay. Life followed you exactly as you were. What appears is not cause, but the residue of a former state. Now hear this. You do not drift between states. You are displaced from one only by entering another. You have moved when proof is no longer required. There is no bridge you build. There is only a bridge that appears once the state is occupied. Not by effort, not by will. There is no alternative. You were born into a state. You awakened in it. Awakening is not the discovery of something new. It is the recognition that nothing outside you ever held you, and that you remained by consent. Indecision is choice. Hope is choice. Rating is choice. Each appoints its future. So I ask you, not to comfort you, but to confront you. Where are you dwelling when no one is watching? Not what you desire, not what you affirm. Where do you dwell when nothing is happening? If you remain there, what future is already attached to that position? Unless you move, it remains faithful to the state you occupy. So I say to you, do not be concerned with the future. Be concerned only with what you remain.